You're back. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for checking in again. Welcome, episode 28, Hell in the Hallway podcast with your host, Billy, your favorite therapist. But today we're here to talk about something very short period of time on the concept of thriving over surviving. You know, I had a person ask me a long time ago, well, maybe that long ago, not that long ago, on what is thriving, like what's different about it. And that told me something. They told me that she only knew how to survive. And guess what? I lived that life too. I remember being in that space where survival was like the end all be all. That we just got to make it day by day. See, the idea of surviving is that you're white knuckling life, right? That came from Psychology Today, which I thought was a great quote. And that you're just barely getting by. Thriving is thinking and living abundantly. See, one of my favorite movies growing up was Beauty and the Beast, right? The cartoon version, not that horrid show that came out in the 90s, but the cartoon version of Beauty and the Beast. And Belle lived in humble means. She's one of the main characters. Now, granted, she falls in love with a beast, but that's a lot of symbolism in that. But she lives from a very humble space, but in her mind, she thinks and lives abundantly. She knows there's something greater for her. See, we many times have been assigned a box and we've been determined how we should be, who we should be. And sometimes that's tied to our race, right? That turns to we're, as black people, you can only be this. As white people, you can only be this. As Asians, you can only be this. So we live according to these little boxes. And we can't live life abundantly. We don't necessarily thrive. We survive. Surviving is just making it day by day. So I know that you see that I have this sitting here. It's like, what the heck is this? Well, in the movie, The Beast, he really was a prince, right? And he was a prince who had a really cold, nasty heart. And so when he was really nasty to this woman, she changed him into a beast. And he had, up until his 21st birthday, this particular flower that looked like this, that lived in the west wing of his castle, would bloom. And then after that, the petals would begin to fall. And when the last petal fell, he would be destined to be a beast forever. So here's like kind of how I connect that to my life, because I really like the story, is that I have to be able to live life abundantly and not live life in boxes. Because guess what? We only got so many petals. You only have so many petals, folks. Decide what you want to do with the rest of your time before the last petal falls. Do you want to live life white knuckling it, scraping by day? There's this quote I want to be able to read to you, and I thought it was pretty awesome. It talks about living in the promise. Recognize your resilience. Resilience is all about being able to overcome the unexpected. Sustainability is about survival, and the goal of resilience is thriving. Yes. See, I've had several circumstances that I've overcome in my life, and I don't call myself a survivor. And hey, no disrespect to people who do, but it doesn't work for me. Surviving says I'm white knuckling it, I'm getting through it, I'm processing, I'm just barely making it, and I'm kind of still in my stuff. When I'm thriving, not despite but because, that means I use my pain. That means I use my circumstance to edify and uplift and transcend. And so should you. You only have so many petals. Make them count. Thanks for checking in. See you next time on Hell in the Hallway.